What is the best city in the United States to live in without a car? A recent article by Coworking Cafe attempted to answer this question by analyzing data from 331 US cities. They looked at factors such as transportation infrastructure data and the amount of people who walk, bike, or use public transportation as modes of commuting. They use this information to create their list of the top 7 cities that are the best to live in without owning a personal vehicle. The link to the article is included in the video description. According to the article, the 7th best city to live in without a car is Seattle. Really? Seattle has better bike, pedestrian, and bus infrastructure than most cities. The article notes that Seattle has nearly 2 public transportation stations per square mile. The amount of rain in Seattle is a bit exaggerated, and actually, the more cloudy days and less extreme weather events make Seattle the perfect city to get around in without owning your own vehicle.
It's the perfect texture for running.
Just enjoying.
This is especially true compared to cities on the East Coast, where the summers are hotter, the winters are colder, and they have more snow events and more extreme weather events on the East Coast. Although I will admit the hills in Seattle can be pretty brutal if you're walking or biking. Coming in at number 6 is Philadelphia. The article claims that 24% of Philadelphia's population uses public transportation, and that the city of Philadelphia has the 4th densest public transportation stations in the country, with more than 2 per square mile. Philadelphia was also voted the number 1 most walkable city by USA Today, for whatever that's worth. So it's no surprise Philadelphia cracked the top 7 on this list. Number 5 is San Francisco. The article claims that 28% of San Francisco citizens utilize public transportation. The city also has the 5th highest use of motorcycle and taxi usage in the United States, and it has the number 1 most dense bicycle infrastructure in the country. As one of the most expensive cities, if not the most expensive city to live in the United States, it's probably financially unfeasible to even own a personal vehicle if you're paying San Francisco rents. Number 4 is Washington, D.C. D.C. came in at number 4 due to its high use of public transportation and the amount of people who walk or bike to work. Personally, I think D.C. should be number 2 on this list. I lived in DC for only a summer, but I didn't have a car, and I found it very easy to take care of all my daily necessities by either walking or taking the metro. Number 3 is New York City. How is New York City not number 1? Who moves to New York City and brings a car? The article claims that half of New York City residents use public transportation and that they have the highest percentage in the country of a city's population who utilizes public transportation. The reason why they're not number 1 is because they actually have one of the most expensive fare rates in the United States, at averaging about $4.36 per ride. But don't people just hop the turnstile anyways?
The MTA is calling it a criminal act that's costing them more than $500 million just this year.
Coming in at number 2 is Newark. Newark has the highest station density per square mile in the United States. Newark has almost 10 stations per square mile. In addition to station density, nearly 1/5 of Newark's population gets around by metro or train, and almost 10% by taxi or motorcycle. The article claims that the number 1 city to live in without owning a car is Boston. The article claims that over 28% of Boston's population utilizes public transportation. This is one of the problems with the methodology used in this article. Just because a high percentage of residents in a city use public transportation doesn't mean that the public transportation experience is a good one. The article cites the T as having a low number of breakdowns and maintenance issues. Are they just trolling Boston residents?
Well, another MBTA shutdown. This time the closure is going to impact some parts of the Red Line.
This methodology for ranking U.S. cities as being the best without having a car leaves a lot to be desired. The list highlights transportation density and usage, but it doesn't get into the actual experience of living in a city without owning a personal vehicle. A better metric would be which cities have the most accessibility to places to shop, eat, work, or go to a park relative to the city's housing stock. This way, you can measure which cities actually have places where you can live and accomplish all your daily necessities in your daily routine without owning a vehicle. It's my personal opinion from either living, working, or traveling to these cities that I would order this ranking in the following way. Number 7, Boston. Number 6, San Francisco. Number 5, Philadelphia. Number 4, Seattle. Number 3, Newark. Number 2, DC. And number 1, New York City. I'm interested in hearing what your ranking would be. Comment below and let me know if I missed any major obvious city that wasn't included in the article. If you're interested in cities, subscribe for more videos.